right, so we've got our second announcement of the night. It's election night. It's about 9:45 out here, and we're seeing boxes roll back. So those voting locations are already rolling back to our drop-off site. Looks like we've had about 155 of those locations already deliver their equipment. So that's the ballot boxes, the scans, their ballot bags, all of those live votes to the drop-off location, which means they're getting loaded up on trucks and being delivered here every 15 minutes as those trucks get rolling. We've got another 144 locations that have confirmed that they are closed down, packed up, and heading to those drop-off locations. So between 10 and 1 a.m. is when we see the most ballot boxes come back. Again, as those judges are finishing the voters that were in line, closing down their polls securely, doing their chain of custody forms, and all of the other procedures we have in place to ensure those ballots are coming back to us in the safest way possible. So you hear the trucks behind me. You can see that we've had a couple, I think we've had 4 ballot boxes hit here at the location, which means we'll have our next early vote results, those next couple of boxes, out here in just a couple of minutes. Happy to take any questions on where we're at for the night.
I think people are just, wondering where our numbers. It's almost been a positive. It's frustrating. I mean, you see it in social media, you hear from people.
And we see it every election. This is actually very typical for Harris County. It's a big county. It takes a long time for our judges to pack up their equipment securely, safely, get on the road to those drop-off locations, which is what the judges asked us to do so that they could have something closer to them, and then bring it back here safely. This is honestly a very typical and average election night in Harris County. I know we're used to instantaneous information, which is why we get those early vote results up right at 7 p.m. And then again, as those results are running in, those boxes closed securely, is when we're reporting results for the night.
You say it's a typical night in Harris County, but you have new equipment, you have both party chairs conveying to us they're completely frustrated. A new plan has been in place. I know for a fact that they've been conversing with you for months to make sure you have no hiccups, and yet on a typical night you're telling the state you're not going to be able to count all the votes by 7 p.m. How do you say that is really typical?
Harris County has never said we're not counting the results. Got some trucks behind me. Harris County has never said that we're not counting the results tonight.
No, by tomorrow night by 7 p.m. to the state.
Right. Harris County has never said that we're not able to return results over tomorrow night. We had a meeting earlier with the Republican and Democratic parties and the Secretary of State. Those parties were nervous because of the new legal implementations, the civil penalties that could be excised upon them. They said, we're nervous with SB 1, we're nervous about getting sued. They've been fighting with each other all day, and they said, what are our options? And we said, hey, we're happy here to serve you. Let us know. We'll be rolling with those election night results all night long.
So let me ask the question this way then. Will Harris County have all the votes tabulated tomorrow night by 7 p.m.?
We're going to have election results tabulated by 7 p.m. tomorrow night, and we're finishing up that paperwork throughout the week, just like we would do any week, because now we've got these results coming in, and as you all know, we have the provisional ballot deadline and the mail ballot deadline here in the next 7 days. So, again, very typical that here in Harris County and across the state, we have an extended period. What you see tonight are the unofficial election results, just like any election, and we work to get all those T's crossed and those I's dotted as the days come.
So all the votes will be tabulated tomorrow night by 7 p.m.?
I think we should be very cautious about what you're saying.
No,
the tabulation and canvass deadline is 10 days from now. That is the law that we have to comply with the state of Texas.
So the 7 p.m. deadline tomorrow that you said, no, that's not an issue then. So will everything be counted tomorrow in Harris County by 7 p.m.?
So I think this is the confusion in law where the Secretary of State and the parties are trying to throw some confusion out there. What do you mean by tabulated? Because that's a very specific legal definition.
So when will Harris County have its votes tabulated tomorrow?
To have all your votes tabulated and canvassed is a 10-day deadline. And that's what we're seeing in Harris County. Our procedures, we're getting all the election we're getting all the election boxes back tonight within 24 hours. That's what we have to do. Make sure all that equipment is getting back to us. And over the next week, as people return provisional ballots, as we deal with those second page and paper issues, we return a final canvass and tabulated vote to the parties as we're supposed to by that canvass deadline.
How does this damage happen? Were workers properly trained?
Don't know about damage that you're talking about. Again, Harris County, Harris County is the only county in Texas with 2 pieces of paper. So we've got voters who are confused, they're nervous about putting in their ballots, and we've got workers who are saying, I don't know what to do sometimes with passes. It's in our manual. We've provided an election technology center with over 60 tech workers that were on the phone all day today answering questions. What we tell our election judges is, if you get nervous at the polls, if voters get nervous at the polls, just put those votes in that supplemental emergency slot so that we can take care of it here at Central Count. And that's what our judges said.
One other county does do this, and they haven't had any issues. Tarrant County does it.
Tarrant County does what?
They use these double ballot issues as well.
Fantastic. I encourage you to reach out to Tarrant County and see how they're replicating ballots tonight.
I mean, shouldn't we be doing that as a county? Because they don't have ballots that are damaged.
I guarantee you Tarrant County is replicating ballots tonight. And there's nothing, the word damage is a word the Secretary of
But
State
they're not
used.
having to delay their ballots.
And neither are we. We are replicating ballots as we have to.
Do you feel like how much of what the Secretary of State says do you think is factual, or how much of the facts do you disagree with, or what they say you disagree with? Are you feeling like politics playing a role, or do you think it's an actual accurate representation of what's going on?
I'm the nonpartisan election administrator running this election, and I do not have a concern. What I am seeing is political parties and Secretary of State who met about their own fears, about what they perceived was going on with the elections, and putting out information before the polls even closed without even conversing with us about what that meant. So what I'm saying is, as the nonpartisan election official of Harris County, I am not concerned this evening or any time about our ability to get these ballot boxes in tonight and these election results reported.
So Mario was saying so far they've only released the early votes. When can we expect the other votes to come in?
Yeah, as you see, we've got these ballot boxes right behind us. They're tabulating them right now, and I'm sure I can go check on those results.
But doesn't Harris County have to report the election results 24 hours after the polls close?
So we are reporting election results, and so that's the contention, is we are reporting election results. You saw the early vote results posted. You're going to see our first election night results posted here in the next 10 or 15 minutes.
But all election votes by Harris County have to be voted, or have to be they have to be counted by 7 p.m.
All ballot boxes have to be returned to Harris County within the next 24 hours.
You're confident that Harris County, or are you going to be able to comply with the law, I think, whatever.
Harris County is currently counting all ballots for early vote. We have posted those results. Harris County is currently counting all the ballots for Election Day and are posting those results. I don't know what more to tell you. The early vote results are out. The Election Day results are rolling in right now. SOS is saying we won't do it, and we have already posted those results, and that's what I'm trying to get at tonight.
Would you have done anything differently tonight?
Anything differently about what?
With the way things, because you have two parties, in an era in which both parties agree on something, and we've got both of them coming to us, explaining that there's massive problems out there. Things are not being produced in a quick manner to where they can get the results. You have issues at the polls. Would there be anything that you would have done differently on this night or on this day after seeing everything the way it's played out?
So to be clear, the Central Count Committee, who is in charge of certifying the election results, reviewing all of the ballots and ballot boxes that come in, both Republicans and Democrats are on site, and they have not expressed to me a single concern about getting these results in place. So again, we have Democrats and Republicans here. They're in charge of certifying the results. They have no concern. Whatever the party politics are out there, that's up to the parties.
Okay, so the Texas Secretary of State's office says that they were informed that the Harris County election officials would not be able to count and report the results in time. When the Texas Secretary of State says they were informed that you guys would not be able to do it in time, who are they saying informed them? Is it coming from you guys? Is it coming from someone else? Where are they getting the information from?
The Texas Secretary of State and the lawyers for both the Harris County Republican and Democratic Party met earlier today, and I was in the room. They asked me to inform them on the process it takes for Central Count, for certifying the ballots, for counting them, and they said, hey, we have campaigns that are suing each other. We have infighting going on with our parties. We're skittish, and so, what's this going to take? What's this going to take? And we said, listen, take it easy. We're counting these ballots. We're getting them in. It's going to take a couple of days, right, to finish the entire process as we've always seen.
Right, so you said that you didn't have concerns.
I do not have...
You told them you don't have concerns, and then the Texas Secretary of State's office put out something saying that they've been informed of their concerns.
I don't have concerns about counting the election ballots for this election.
So we'll have another back number soon?
Yeah, if you can get me back there, we'll go check on Central Count and make sure that they've got those numbers up there. Sí, que estamos aquí pendientes a recibir las boletas de las días de elección. Tenemos 4 boletas que ya han regresado y hay más regresando ahorita. 100, 500 de las casillas han cerrado y ya han regresados con sus boletas y tenemos otros 140 que están cerrando las casillas ahorita y ya pendientes llegan. Vamos a tener en como 15 minutos los resultados, los primeros resultados de la día de la elección y para todos que dicen, pues, ¿qué está pasando con los votos? Hemos escuchado cosas de los partidos republicanos, del secretario, de las demócratas. Yo te los digo, como la administradora de elections aquí en el condado Harris, yo no tengo ninguna duda que estamos aquí trabajando toda la noche para contar todo como debe de estar contado.
I got here late. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick put out a statement a little while ago accusing Harris County of crashing election results, his words in Texas, also that Judge Hidalgo must answer for what happened and be held accountable. What's your response to that?
Again, the early vote results have been posted. The mail ballot results have been posted. We've got our first election day results coming out in the next 10 or 15 minutes. You know, again, you've got someone who's not here, not running elections, tweeting that it's not working, and the person who is here, running elections, making it happen, is telling you, as you can see, the boxes are here and being counted. So I'll let the facts speak for themselves.